Hello, 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 and welcome to Courageously Kind. I'm Maddie.
And I'm Liz. And today we are going to talk about something that happened over the week.
Something exciting that happened over the week.
Something surprising. So, if you don't know, we have a TikTok account. We have a lot of social media accounts, but we post on TikTok frequently. And this week, I can't remember what day it was. I think it was Thursday?
All the days are kind of running together because we had a couple snow days this week, so
Yeah.
it just feels like it's been the weekend forever.
But anyway, this week, I posted a TikTok that talked about exposing your children to differences. And I made it in the format of introducing myself to children. It was kind of inspired by everyday life. A lot of times children see me and they're uncomfortable, and it got to the point where I was uncomfortable with their discomfort, and so for the longest time I just wouldn't be around children. And I thought, this is ridiculous. I love kids. They're so funny and so sweet, and I want to break that barrier of discomfort with them.
Yeah. So, what Liz is not telling you is that the TikTok did ridiculously well. We couldn't have expected it. It was wild. I think the last time I checked it had like 500-something thousand views, which is insane. We've never got that many views.
It blows my mind.
We've gained a bunch of new followers on TikTok. We've gained a bunch of new listeners. So if you're new here, welcome.
Hello, thanks for joining us.
We have a whole episode where we introduce ourselves and what this podcast is about, so be sure to check that out. But it was really exciting because we got a lot of videos of people showing their kids Liz and showing them a person who looks different, and the kids weren't afraid, and a lot of the kids were very accepting, and that is the case most times if you just explain it to them.
Yes, I've noticed that if you kind of dance around the elephant in the room, that discomfort does not go away.
Yeah.
And it usually results in a very awkward interaction.
Mm-hmm.
But if you just explain it simply, we're all different. We all look a little different, but we're all, the same in some ways.
Yeah.
It really, the results are really amazing.
Yeah. So if you have a kid or you have a younger sibling and you're not sure how to start a conversation about anything, a facial difference, a physical difference, a disability, one of the things that we like to use with kids is we like to just explain the concept of sort of simple differences like hair color, eye color. We wear different clothes, we live in different places, we like different things.
Differences that are very easy to notice.
Yeah.
And are very common and normalized.
Yeah.
This is a great way to simplify the bigger concept that, some people have visible differences that most people don't have.
Yeah. Yeah. Remind your kids that differences aren't scary. A lot of things are scary the first time we learned them.
Yeah.
I remember being a really shy little kid.
Definitely. Yeah, I was so shy.
Yeah. That's just how I was as a little kid. But remind them that differences aren't scary. A person that looks different isn't necessarily scary. They're not bad. They don't want to hurt you.
And a great way to do this is to introduce children to differences in their own comfortable environment. Find resources so that differences are on their TV screens and in their books, and really incorporate that into their life at home so that the first time they see a difference, it isn't out in public.
Right, because that can be scary. I remember, maybe meeting my parents' friends in public, and it was scary, and they were strangers, and I didn't know them. But if you introduce, like Liz was saying, if you introduce them to people with differences in their comfort zone, in their home, then I think it's just easier to learn, and it's easier to understand and accept.
Definitely.
And wrap your little brain around it.
Yeah.
So a big thing we've also gotten, a comment we've gotten a lot is, I don't know if I can ask this, or I don't know if this question was insensitive, and we were talking about this a lot. But Liz and I come from the place of, if your question is out of good intent, and it's out of a wanting and a willingness to learn, there's no such thing as a silly question.
Yeah. If you're coming from a place of love, again, there's no such thing as a stupid, inappropriate question. Because that's how we're going to learn.
Exactly.
And that's how we'll know how to interact with each other, is if we ask each other the questions that we have.
Yeah. So if anyone has any questions, Liz loves to talk about herself. She loves to talk. So if you have any questions at all, never be scared to ask us.
No.
We understand that asking questions is just how people learn.
Yeah.
And we are always willing to answer questions.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of other resources out there that can help you introduce your kids to people with visible differences. There's books, there's films. We need a lot more of them, I think.
Yes.
Definitely needs to become more normalized, but I'm optimistic that it will be.
And I think we're off to a great start.
Yeah. Yeah, so there's books called, there's a book that we found called The Courage to Be Kind, which I thought was so fitting.
Very.
We found it after we picked the name Courageously Kind, but I thought it was just so fitting. And that's a really great resource. Another great resource is the YouTube channel. I believe it's also a Facebook page.
I think so, yeah.
That's called Special Books by Special Kids. I have found this to be such a helpful resource for me.
Incredibly helpful.
I've learned so much.
Yeah. And even as someone that has a difference, it's always wonderful to learn about other differences.
Absolutely.
A lot of people, you might not think, I'm ignorant on differences.
Mm-hmm.
Still, we can all continue to learn about them.
Absolutely. And I love the way that they present it in just a casual conversation between friends. It's an amazing resource. I could watch them all day. And again, this is a great way to introduce your kids to people with differences from the comfort of their own home.
Yeah.
So, thank you so much for listening. Thank you to all of our new listeners.
Yes, welcome. We're so glad you're here.
We saw such a big spike in listeners after that TikTok. It was
incredible.
So exciting. We're now in 23 countries, I think, which is,
God.
It just blows my mind. This is, bigger than we ever could have imagined. We thought that maybe just our friends and family would listen, but it's really heartwarming to see that other people care about our story and what we have to say.
Yeah. So thanks for joining us. We love you.
We appreciate you.
Have a good week. If you celebrate Christmas, have a wonderful and safe holiday.
Yes. We haven't talked about if we're going to do an episode next week in between Christmas and New Year's. So you might hear from us, you might not. If you don't hear from us, have a wonderful holiday. Happy New Year.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Coronavirus isn't going to end in 2021, so please still wear your mask.
Yes.
And we'll see you back here real soon.
Yes.